Hi, I'm Pat Fiume. I've been a realtor for over 30 years. I'm a host of the American Dream Show. Welcome to my show, Is This for Real Estate? Welcome back. I'm here with Paul DeFalco. He is the owner of Phenix Salon Suites. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So this is a very different kind of guest because it's really intriguing to me because it is a commercial type business, but you don't own the business. He rents, but it's a really cool concept. So how did you get into this, or what's your background, I guess, first?
Sure. So it's interesting because life takes you in strange directions sometimes. My background, my wife's background is in corporate America, IT. We were IT consultants our whole career, from graduating from college into our mid 40s.
Wow.
It's been a very rewarding career. We do well, financially, we've been able to do well in life and have a nice lifestyle, but it has been very stressful, working in corporate America, especially as a consultant, and IT is
my husband
just
works IT.
Stress on top of stress.
And they keep letting people go, and then they're doing the work of 20 people.
Right. We had to lay off 20%, so everybody else has to work harder now.
Exactly. My husband's going through that right now.
The joke was the people who got laid off, it's almost maybe they are the lucky ones.
Exactly. That's what my husband
they'll find other jobs, but that's it's not just IT. I mean,
it's
it goes
everywhere.
beyond IT.
Yeah, but it is a stressful job.
Yeah, I just wasn't enjoying the work. I said I can't do this for another 15, 20 years, whatever it was going to be. So I kept telling my wife, I'm going to find something else for us to do, maybe small business. We had, on top of working, we had bought rental properties. We had owned 7 or 8 rental properties, over the years. And, that was good. I was my own handyman, my own property manager, did all that myself. And that also worked well in helping us kind of build and, stabilize as a couple and as a family.
Down too.
But I worked harder than everybody else because that was my weekend job and my night's job. But enough was enough with IT. So one day I came home and I said, I am going to leave my job. I'm going to find the right thing to do and what makes sense for us. And I did an assessment of small businesses out there and actually called my college roommate because he owned Moe's Southwestern Grills. He was in Florida.
Oh, wow.
And I said, hey, would this be something I would be interested in? He said, you don't have a food background other than I like to eat. And he said, however, I just signed up with something called Phenix Salon Suites, and I'm building out in the Jacksonville, Florida market. So I talked to him, I dug into it a little bit more. I said, this is really interesting because, first of all, I have a property management background, which is kind of what Salon Suites is. I'm overseeing properties for people working in them or living / working.
So for people who don't know what this concept is, what exactly is a salon suite?
So a salon suite is a collection of individual rooms that beauty professionals, so hairstylists, estheticians, people with skin, people who wax, massage therapists, you name it, anything to do with the beauty industry, anybody who wants to own their own business can come and rent a suite, and they're running the business completely on their terms. So the best way to describe us is we're a mall of salons. Just like here in Cherry Hill, if you go into our space in Garden State Pavilions, there's 30 suites, and everybody's running their own business out of those suites. If they're doing services that are governed by the Board of Cosmetology, they've actually been inspected and approved by the Board of Cosmetology, and they have actual salon licenses. I don't have to have a lot of employees. We have like 1 employee per location.
Right.
And in the end, it's a win-win because the people working there, they're actually starting their own business and getting the opportunity to go out on their own and be the entrepreneur that they probably, quite frankly, never thought they'd have the opportunity to do.
Absolutely. Well, I met you because my daughter Rachel's
Exactly.
there.
Yes.
I went with her when she interviewed. There's only a few slots left, I think, or spots left. And I took her walk around and I said, I feel like I'm in a Remax office. Like it's run, this place is run like a Remax. Like you rent your room, and it was actually very interesting to me, like the concept, you know, as a realtor and, you know, as a business person, 'cause I really think like COVID made this even more popular because a lot of big companies were put out of business, especially salons were really hurting, you know, with being able to be near people and all the regulations during COVID. You get like the timing was like perfect for you to open multiple ones. I guess now you're opening your 5th or 6th now.
Yes, we had been open in Ballackinwood for well, we've been open for 7 years. So at the time when we were building in Cherry Hill, we had been open for about 4 years in Ballackinwood, and boom, right in the middle of construction, the pandemic hit and everything shut down, came to a screeching halt, including non-essential construction, which we were. And I was nervous. I was like, oh boy, maybe we made a mistake here. But almost the reverse happened. I think there's, you know, this is New Jersey. People are entrepreneurs. They're not selling for the status quo. And you add to that the fear of like, you know, what's this COVID thing? You know, we need to social distance. When things reopen, am I comfortable going out, you know, back into an open salon environment? And all that kind of fed together. And so, you know, when we opened in Cherry Hill, every suite was full, and there was a lot of activity. We did a lot of Zoom calls, and, you know, very carefully with our tours, meeting people during the pandemic to show them around. And shortly after Cherry Hill, and we opened in Cherry Hill, we expanded to Cinnamon's, and that's where I met Rachel and you. And the funny story with Rachel, I still remember it vividly, and we joke about it all the time. She did not want to be there for the tour.
She was terrified.
She was terrified. I don't want to do this. I could tell, like, her mom, you,
and her husband
were making her come in, but she did it. I think you guys saw the potential. She quickly saw the potential. She is now as big a proponent of this as anybody. When I do a tour and I show somebody around who's thinking about it, Rachel's always like, have them come in my suite, and she loves it. She's never looked back. She has said it's
the
just
best thing that ever happened to her.
Best decision I ever made.
Well, the funny thing is, I used to get my nails done at a place that she did so well. She retired and moved to Florida. She, for like 3 years, kept saying there's this new thing, Salon Suites in Cherry Hill. They opened one, but it's mostly nail techs. And that at the time it was. All her nail friends were going there. And I said, Rachel, I told her for 3 years, you need to look into the Salon Suite thing. I think it's going to be the next big thing. Because it's really hard to open a big business today. It's
nice because it really offers that barrier of entry, the cost and the risk is much less with this than otherwise having to own your own salon. You know, most people don't want to spend and risk that much money or have to have so many employees. This gives them the opportunity to do it, you know, on their own at low risk. It gives, you know, it creates a whole new level of freedom, potential revenue, you know, ability to earn more. And, you know, each individual has, you know, the freedom versus the earnings potential have different weights in everybody's mind. It's interesting. I do a lot of tours. Everybody, I don't care how ready they are and excited for it, there's that fear
absolutely.
Of change, like you said. And some get over it, some, you know, say I'm just not ready. But the people who come, everybody will stop me in the hall and go, I can't believe I was so nervous and I almost couldn't do this. I haven't looked back since I've done this.
And it is run so well too. Like you can tell you have a business background.
Yeah.
So what made you get into Salon Suites in particular, I guess?
Well, it was the property management background that we had, and, you know, running apartment buildings versus a Salon Suites. There's a lot of correlation. I didn't want to have a large employee base, but I wanted a business that gave joy and happiness to people, and that's all this is about. It's a win-win for everybody that's involved. there's smiles all over the place when I go
Oh,
in there.
absolutely. Everybody there is thrilled to be there.
And my wife and I, we enjoy it because we really want to run our properties like a personal business.
Right.
We know everybody by name and sight.
That's important
We
too.
enjoy the process. Yeah. We didn't want this to be like a corporate thing, and that's how we've run it, and we enjoyed it. I mean, Friday we had a 2-year anniversary in Cinnamon.
I think I saw a cake coming in. I stopped in for a minute to
Yep.
say hi to Rachel, and I saw a
Yep.
cake. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, and we, I
2 years.
I picked
wow.
I picked up a pellet smoker last year, so now I'm like making pulled pork and brisket and bringing these to these celebrations.
That's cool.
And when I think about my job in corporate America versus where I am now, Friday I spent the day grilling up food, and I might have had a beer or two in my hand along the way. And everybody's happy, they're enjoying themselves, They're living life on their terms, and that's what we're doing.
I could never sit behind a job desk 9 to 5. I'd go crazy, but what you're doing is the best of both worlds.
Yes. Yep. And
And it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. It is a niche market. It's not like you just, it's not like you see a McDonald's or a Five Guys or something like that. They just keep opening more. This isn't for everybody in the salon industry. But for the people in the markets that, do this, it's the right thing for them.
Absolutely.
And
I think it's a
really
wonderful concept. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been very fulfilling for us to see people go through this transition.
I think you have some more coming up in the future.
So we are open in Pennsylvania, in the Lehigh Valley, in
Oh, really?
Ballackinwood.
That's interesting.
Yep, in Ballackinwood, outside of Philly on the west side.
Wow.
And then we're open in Cherry Hill, Cinnaminson, Deptford, and we're close to opening in Morristown.
So how many will that be?
That will be 6 total.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and
You filled a void that was really
we
needed.
fill a void.
Yeah.
I visit every location several times a week. It's fun because I'm a handyman.
Right, I've seen you doing
I'm
a little bit of everything.
I'm giving tours. I'm
Right.
a bookkeeper. You name it. It's
Doing
like
the
I'm wearing
towels with the
different
laundry.
hats.
I've seen you doing the towels.
If our salon coordinator can't make it in and we have to do laundry or clean the place, I'm doing that as well.
Well, it's kind of interesting because everybody gets like a sink and they get the chair.
It's fully
And,
furnished for
and
hair.
their towels come
or
with it too, and they
esthetician,
do
so.
the laundry there, which is really a cool way to do a business. I think it's amazing,
Yep.
the concept. I really do.
Yes.
Do you have a funny story you tell at parties or about this whole thing that's your go-to story?
Well, it's believe it or not, a lot of times it's the Rachel story about you guys walking around and she didn't want to be there.
We're like, stay here.
And just seeing that transformation. And I see that over and over.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Sometimes it's somebody coming with a family member or friend who said they told me I needed to come or do this.
Right. Oh, she
And
fought it tooth and nail. Yeah.
And then the light bulb goes off and
Yeah.
they never look back.
Well, it's funny because
And it never gets old seeing that.
when she first started looking into it, there was like 10 or 15 available, and then all of a sudden there was like only like 4 or 5, and then it was like 3. I'm like, Rachel, you gotta do this. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. We like seeing when somebody does decide to do it and start what they do with their suite, because
They're all different, too.
You're not just renting a room. You are opening your own salon and you make it what you want it to be.
Yeah.
So, it's everybody has, different paint, wallpaper.
Yeah, it really
Some
is
people
amazing.
tile. When we open up a new location, it becomes a brand new construction site. People are putting up, shiplap on their walls
I've
or
seen
a
that,
chair
yeah.
rail, you
Yeah,
name it.
yeah.
They're doing it. So it's fun.
Chandeliers and,
It's fun to watch
Yeah.
people express themselves and have that freedom to do that.
I've seen what's happened with my daughter, Rachel, and I can say if you want to start your own business and you're afraid to, it's kind of how I wound up at Remax. It's like we're self-employed, but you have that umbrella you work under, and your business works that way. And I think you are like the greatest invention since sliced bread. Like, I just think his business is absolutely amazing. The whole concept to me is like, it was comfortable to me because I felt like I was in one of my offices like that we're in here. And I think hairdressers or other businesses, like for somebody like, if you want to open your own business, come see Paul, because if you are in the beauty services industry, want to work on your own terms, you run own hours, you can't beat it. You really can't. It's a wonderful concept. It really is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, anybody who's even thinking about it or saying, I'm not totally happy with where I am and what I'm doing right now, reach out to me. It's no strings attached.
Yeah, take a tour.
I will spend 15, 20 minutes, whatever, on the phone with you, giving you all the details. And after that, if it resonates with you and it interests you, I'd be happy to give you a tour.
I think Rachel brought 2 or 3 of her friends over that used to work at the salon she was at
it's
before.
It's more than that.
It's more than that now? Okay, because I know there was a couple that came over and some people left, another come back. But she keeps on telling them, do it, you know. So it's a great concept.
Yeah, that's when I'm giving a tour, and no pressure, but when I'm giving a tour, it's not unusual to hear somebody, a stylist, going, just do it. Just do it.
Well, they were saying that to us when we were walking around. Like, Rachel had that deer in the headlights look on her face, you know, like she was, I could tell she was barely breathing. She was so scared. And I'm like, right. I kept telling her outside, like, remember me when I moved or when I went to sales, you know, like it's scary, but I did it. Yeah. You can do it. I think this is what you need to do.
Don't stay in the box that you're in.
Right,
Consider change. If you decide it's not for you, then you stay where you're at. But it's always worth looking at other options and keeping your options open.
And I know that you do hold people's hand through every step of the way, and I really thank you for that.
I don't do a hard sell. If it's not for you, that's fine.
And that's how it should be. Yeah. Like if it's the right fit, you know. Yeah. And it might take a little push because you're scared, but the right fit, you know right away, I think.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being a guest today. I really appreciate you coming in. It's been interesting to hear about your business. I think it's a really interesting topic because we have so many investors out there looking for things to invest in, and I don't think people would think about stuff like this. And this probably would work even with other businesses too.
Yes,
I would think. You know. So, well, thank you for sharing your knowledge and stopping by today.
My pleasure. I had a lot of fun coming in and talking about it. I always like sharing our experience and the experience of others.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay.